Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna
Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome people to morning Bhagavatam class. This morning we will be hearing from His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, Verse 15. We request devotees to please increase your volume because sometimes the recording may not be as clear. So please do increase your volume. And if we all can take one takeaway that really that we got a very good realization, that we are, that really resonated with us, that we feel, hey, wow, this is amazing. I have to really work on this. this is a learning lesson for me, please do take at least one, and so that we can share at the end of the class and we all can learn from each other, discuss with each other, and grow together. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णविंद की जय, रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तविंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय, वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवद्वीप धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, स्वामी भक्तमिंद की जय। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू देयर समल लॉर्ड, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू देयर। थैंक यू वेरी मच। हरे कृष्ण।
भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो 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 भगवते वासुदेवाय। Canto 1, Chapter 3, Text 15. Rupam sa jagrihe matsyam chakshusha udadi samplave navi aropya mahi mayam apad vaivasvatam manum Rupam sa jagarhe matsyam, Rupam sa jagarhe matsyam, Chakshusho dadi samplave, Chakshusho dadi samplave, Navyaropya mahimayam, Navyaropya mahimayam, Apadvaivasvatam manum, Apadvaivasvatam manum, Rupam sa jagarhe matsyam, Rupam sa jagrihe matsyam, Chakshusho dadhi samplave, Chakshusho dadhi samplave, Navyaropya mahimayam, Navyaropya mahimayam, Apadvaivasvatam manum, Apadvaivasvatam manum, Rupam sa jagrihe matsyam, Rupam sa jagrihe matsyam, Chakshusho dadhi samplave, Chakshusho dadhi samplave, Navyaropya mahimayam, Navyaropya mahimayam, Apadvaivasvatam manum, Apadvaivasvatam manum,
Rupam sa jagrihe matsyam,
Rupam sa jagrihe matsyam,
Chakshusho dari samplave,
Chakshusho dadi samplave,
Navyaropya mahimayam,
Navyaropya mahimayam,
Apadvaivasvatam manum,
Apadvaivasvatam manum,
Rupam sa jagrihe matsyam,
Rupam sa jagrihe matsyam,
Chakshusho dadi samplave,
Chakshusho dadi samplave,
Navyaropa mahimayam,
Navyaropya mahimayam,
Apadvaivasvatam manum,
Apadvaivasvatam manum, Rupam sa jagrihe matsyam, Chakshusho dadi samplave, Navyaropya mahimayam, Apadvaivasvatam manum,
Rupam sa jagrihe matsyam,
Rupam sa jagrihe matsyam,
Chakshusho dadi samplave,
Chakshusho dadi samplave,
Navyaropya mahimayam,
Navyaropya mahimayam,
Apadvaivasvatam manum,
Apadvaivasvatam manum. Ladies.
Rupam sajagrihe matsam,
Rupam sa jagrihe matsyam,
Chaksu sodadhi samplave,
Chakshusho dadi samplave,
Mayam
Navyarupya Mayam
Harvavya Sattvatam Manum
Apadapayva Satam Manum Rupam Sarjagrihe Masam Chakshusho Dudisham Prabhe
Navyarupya Mayam Apadapayva Satam Manum.
So, what meaning?
Rupam, form. Saha, he. Jagrihe, accepted. Matsyam, of fish. Chakshusha, chakshusha. Udadhi, water. Samplave, inundation. Navi, on the boat. Aropya, keeping on. Mohi, the earth. Mayam, drowned in. Apat, protected. Vaivasvatam, Vaivasvata. Manum, Manu, the father of man. Translation. When there was a complete inundation after the period of the Chakshusha Manu, and the whole world was deep within water, the Lord accepted the form of a fish and protected Vaivasvata Manu, keeping him up on a boat.
So, here is history also. There is Vedic history. It's not that for 1,000 years or 2,000 years. No, not like that. One period, one millennium. Brahma is one day. That is millions and millions of years. So, just like there is night after day, day after night, similarly, the Brahma's day, Brahma's night, that is calculated. And one Brahma's day, you know, that is described in the Bhagavad Gita, Sahasra Juga Pajyantam Arhajad Brahmano Vidu. So Brahma's one day means 1,000 times of the Yugas. The Yugas means the Sattva Yuga, Kali Yuga, and Treta Yuga, Dapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. The Sattva Yuga's duration is about 1,800,000 of years. The next Treta Yuga's duration about 1,200,000 of years. And then Dapar Yuga, 800,000 of years, solar years. We are calculating the years, the time also relative. That is the latest theory of the scientists, law of relativity. My 100 years and Brahma's 100 years and an ant's 100 years, a germ's 100 years, they are not the same. Similarly, time calculation, if you go in the upper planetary system, that time calculation is different. Just like in modern age, the Sputnik age, they are flying Sputnik, the first Sputnik flight, they circumambulated this earth 3 times in 1 hour and 25 minutes. And they saw that there is night and day. Here in this planet, our night and day experience is 24 hours. But as soon as you leave this planet, you fly in a different speed, there is 3 times night and day in 1 hour and 25 minutes. So similarly, everyone lives 100 years, but that 100 years are all relative. An ant's 100 years, a man's 100 years is not the same. Similarly, a man's 100 years and a demigod's 100 years not the same. In different planetary systems, the time is. And similarly, if you go still up and up, the time is relative. So we are calculating our 3,000 years, 4,000 years in our system. That 3,000 and 4,000 years, as soon as you go a little up, it becomes 1 hour 25 minutes. So, Brahma's one day is different. But it is stated in Bhagavad Gita, you know, who are reading Bhagavad. Sahasra juga parjantam arahat jat brahmano vidu. You try to understand, Brahma's one day equal to our 1,000 times of the yugas. And the yugas, as I have already explained, the Sattva Yuga, 1,800,000 of years. Treta Yuga, 1,200,000 of years. In the Sattva Yuga, people used to live for 100,000 of years. Valmiki Muni, he practiced yoga for 60,000 of years. So unless one has got 100,000 of years duration of life, how he could practice 60,000 of years? So we should understand everything is relative. This is called relative world, relativity, law of relativity. So Brahma's one day means 4,300,000 of years of our calculation. 4,300,000 of years. Little more. That is Brahma's one day. And in that one day, 4,300,000 of years, there are 14 manus changing. So these are described here, the manu, chakusha manu, vaivasvata. There are 14 manus. So the calculation is, in one day of Brahma, in 1 month of Brahma, there are about 5,000 manus. So this calculation is taken in the duration of Manu's life. The Bhagavad Gita says, Imam vivassati yogam praktaman aham abhayam manu ikha kavi bravid. Vivassan manabe praha manu ikha kavi bravid. So, this is the parampara system. So here it is vaivasvata manu. What is text number? 15. Yeah, it is vaivasvata manu. So, this vaivasvata manu means, at the present moment, the president of the sun planet is called Vivasyan. His name is Vivasyan. And because his son, Manu, Vivasyan Manobe Prahu, the Bhagavad Gita was spoken long, long ago by Krishna to the sun god Vibhushan. Vibhushan. They are trying to understand the historical dates. So how you can understand the historical date? It is beyond your calculation. You cannot calculate even one Brahma's day. And in Brahma's one day there are 14 manus. So it is beyond your brain substance. You can have some idea. Now here it is said, Vaivasvata Mano. Vaivasvata Mano, but there are different manos. Just like first of all it is said Chakusha Mano. Similarly next it is said Vaivasvata Mano. So this Vaivasvata Mano is the son of sun god. There are two kinds of Kshatriya families within this planet. One coming from the moon and the other is coming from the sun. The first person, I mean the first father of this Kshatriya family from sun, his first son is Manu. And his name is Vaivasvata Manu. Because he is the son of Vibhushan, therefore his father's name is also added. In India, the system is still that when a man will give you name, the first name is his own name. The second name is his father's name. And the third name is his village name. So that by three names you will understand that this man is the son of such and such gentleman and coming from such and such village. Complete name. Just like when we give our identification, we give our own name, our father's name and address. That is complete identification. So still, not in everywhere, in almost all provinces of India, the system is still current, especially in Maharashtra province. Maharashtra province, they exactly will give you his own name, his father's name, and his village name. So here also, Vaivasvata Manu. Vaivasvata Manu means the son of the gentleman whose name is Vibhushan. He is the president of this solar world, of the sun planet. There is also president. You have got your president here, why not in the sun planet? How can you deny? With teeny knowledge that there is no life, there is no city, there is no man. Simply go on smoking ganja and telling anything, but the fact is different. The fact is different. From common sense, we can understand that this is a planet made of 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air, and in ether. So this whole material world is made of these 5 elements. Somewhere, some portion is very prominent. Here, the earth is very prominent. Similarly, in the sun planet, the fire is very prominent. But there are 5 elements. Nothing is made, just like if you go to a fireplace, there the temperature is different. But the fireplace is made of these 5 elements. Earth, water, air, fire, ether. Nothing but. Therefore, if we study Bhagavad Gita very carefully, you understand everything. A little brain required. Just like we can, when you go to the oven, fireplace, that fireplace, the stove, what is the stove? The stove is made of these five elements, earth, water, fire, air. But there the fire is very prominent, therefore you cannot touch it, you cannot go there. Similarly, sun, planet is not very wonderful thing. It is also made of the same ingredients as it is made here, this planet. Because the whole material world is made of these five elements. But there the fire element is very prominent. Therefore we are thinking how one can live there, how one can cook in the kitchen when the fire is so hot. It is possible. Just like you can see in the water. You cannot live in the water, but there are thousands and millions of living entities who are very comfortably living. The same living entities you bring on the land, they cannot live. But you can live. So it is God's creation is like that. According to karma, there are different species of forms of life, but they have got all facilities to live. That is God's creation. Maya dhakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. The direction is there. That this living entity wanted a body to swim in the sea very jubilantly. So now he has got the body of a fish. So let him live very peacefully. That is God's mercy. You take very much pleasure with that sapped, what is called, in the sea. Surfboard? Yes. So if you increase how I shall be swimming and enjoy this sport whole day and night, then Krishna will give you the body of a fish. Yes. He is very kind. And you will very nicely live in the sea, always swimming, without any difficulty. Every life, as you increase your propensity for a certain type of activities, nature is ready immediately. Take this body. Why you are anxious? Take this body. Similarly, if you become anxious to have a body like Krishna, that is also ready. Now it is your choice. If you like, you take the body of a fish, or if you like, you take the body of Sachidananda Vigraha, eternal, blissful knowledge. So we are trying to give that body. Not a fish body, cat's body, dog's body, that we have experience. Past life. We have got this life now to make decision, to make choice. What kind of body we are going to get next? That is intelligence. That is intelligence. Not that to give away with the waves of this time. Mayar vase jatcha bhese khatcha habulu. Bhaktivedanta Thakur therefore sings that don't be carried away by the waves of Maya. Now you have got intelligence. You try to understand that you are eternal servant of Krishna and do the needful. Then get out of these Maya's webs. This is Krishna consciousness movement. Giving the right information. That if you do not want to be carried away by the waves of this Maya, material nature, then take to this consciousness so that at the time of your death you will change this body to Krishna planet, Krishna Goloka Vrindavan. Takta dihang punarjanmanaiti mameti. Krishna says, Krishna is not making lying propaganda. He has no business. He is giving you information that if you become Krishna conscious, janma karma me dibbam, always thinking of Krishna, how he is acting, why he has come, why he has appeared, why he has given us the Bhagavad Gita, what lessons he is giving. In this way, if you simply try to understand Krishna, Janma karma me dibbam, jo janat in truth, not whimsically, not sentimentally, with sound philosophy, knowledge, argument, you try to understand Bhagavad Gita as it is. Then you get takta deham. Then after giving up this body, undoubtedly you go back to Krishna, go back to home, back to God. This is the proposition, Krishna consciousness movement. Otherwise, these changes are mono, changes are millennium, changes are devastation. In every manvantara, at the end of mono, there is another devastation. Prolong, sangplave, chaksuso sangplave. After the span of life of chaksusa mano, there is another inundation, and then again everything comes out gradually as the water dries. Just like you see the Pacific Ocean, it is drying. Of course we shall not leave, but if 100 years after somebody comes here, he will see that the Los Angeles city has expanded and the Pacific Ocean has diminished. This is going on. In this way, one day there will be no Pacific Ocean. And therefore, without water, everyone will die. Simply sunshine, bright sunshine. So then again, as there is, after bright sunshine, there is cloud and rain. Similarly, again there will be rain. Then again there will be water, sangplavi, inundation. This is going on. Bhutta bhutta praliyate. This material world, the scientists, the rascal scientists, they are trying to save it. How to run on our motor car, how our grandchildren who are coming, how they will drive this motor car. They are thinking and trying to find out some energy, but the rascals do not know where they are going. He is thinking for the future grandchildren. What is the relationship with grandchildren? There are so many living entities, they are coming and going. Bhutya bhutya praliyate. So our relationship is just like sometimes there is wind and some straws gathered together. And as soon as the wind is finished, the straws are again strewn ready. So this gathering, this father, mother, son, children, grandchildren, it is like that. By nature's blast, we gather together. Again, finished. So where is your grandchildren, where is your grandfather? Prakite kinamanani gunai karmani sarvasa ahankara vimburatma kattaham iti mannate. There, by the freaks of nature, by the arrangement of nature, they are gathering together. So-called nation, so-called family, so-called society, again by freaks of nature, they are thrown here and there. Sometimes somebody is going to be cat, sometimes is going to be dog. So if your grandchild, grandson is going to be a cat and dog, how he is coming to drive your motor car? But these rascals, they do not know. They are trying to make provision how my grandchildren will drive car. The petrol will be finished, and what other energy we shall make in store so that my grandchildren will come and very comfortably drive his car. This is called Maya Mohita. Maya Mohita jivere sata Krishna nahi gyan ataye Krishna korila Veda Purana. That is stated in the Chaitanya. We are so much engrossed by the influence of Maya that we are trying to do so many things, but our only business is how to forget Krishna. That's all. Our real business is how we can kill Krishna, there is no God, how we can forget Krishna, and we are very busy in finding out petroleum energy. This is our business. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Anadi Bahimok Ji, Sata Krishna nahi hai. We are so much foolish, influenced by the illusory energy, that by automatically we cannot understand Krishna. Because we are influenced. Therefore this propaganda required. Not that automatically they will come to Krishna consciousness. There is need of spreading. Unless, if you want to save, if you are actually benevolent to your countrymen, to your society, to the human society, you must preach this Krishna consciousness movement. Otherwise they are going away, they are carried away by the influence of Maya. That is. Therefore the most welfare activities, the most valuable welfare activities is to spread this Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. Otherwise they are being carried away by Maya. Anadi Bahinmo Jivir Satak Ataye Krishna Korila Veda Purana. Now we have to accept knowledge from Veda, Vedic knowledge, not this rascal's knowledge. Rascal knowledge is that, yes, as soon as he comes to the imperfect point, yes, we are trying. What is this thing? Trying means that your knowledge is imperfect. And another rascal will come, he will say, now here is the perfect, and 10 years after another rascal will come, no, this is not perfect, this is perfect, this is going on. This is called scientific advancement. This is advancement means, but we don't change our Vedic knowledge. We do not say, now Krishna 5,000 years ago said like this, now we are advanced, we change this line. Of course, others are doing. In the scriptures, just like the Christians, they are changing the words. But you cannot do that. Then where is the authority? If you change the word of the scripture, then where is the authority of the scripture? Just like in law books, there is some law made already. Whimsically, you cannot erase the words and put something that it should be changed like this. That will not be accepted. Law, if there is change, actually there is no change. There cannot be change. Real law means there is no change. Just like day and night. It is coming. The fortnight, the dark period and the light period. It is coming for millions and millions and time immemorial. The same law is flowing, going on. You cannot change. So as soon as you change, that means it is imperfect. You change. So Vedic laws are not like that. You cannot change. 5,000 years ago, Krishna said, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam vaja. You give up all other religious principles, simply surrender unto me. We are preaching the same thing. No change. No change. There is no possibility of change. Then how is Krishna is authority? So change means imperfect knowledge. This is very change. And perfect knowledge, you will find that one who is very experienced medical practitioner, he gives you a prescription and you visit him again and again, he gives you the same prescription unless you are cured. His prescription is so nice that he doesn't change. But a non-experienced physician, every time you go, you change the prescription. But actually those who are experienced, he knows this is the disease and ultimately this medicine will cure. So let him repeat that medicine. So how is that? Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama iva kevalam. We repeat only. We don't change. Now Hare Nama is not curing, so let me add Instead of Hare Krishna, John Krishna, if I may. No. No John Krishna. That same Hare Krishna must be repeated. And you will be cured. So change means imperfect knowledge. No change means that is perfect knowledge. So we follow that no change policy. No, not that because I think I have become now advanced, I change this to that. That means I am not advanced. My knowledge is imperfect, therefore I am changing. So this verse, the appearance of Vaivasvatamano is described. So Vaivasvatamano is incarnation of God. Swayambhuva Manu, Vaivasvatamano. As I told you, there are 14 Manus within the day. Now, out of that 14 Manus, this is the 7th Manu. It is going on. This Vaivasvatamano is the 7th Manu. So, another 7 Manu, when they will be finished, this one day of Brahma will be finished. And there will be another devastation. This is the law of nature. Thank you very much.
Very powerful lecture by Srila Prabhupada. Amazing points as always, and few jokes here and there. Really amazing. Yes, Mother Geeta, please, Mother, would love to hear from you, Mother.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances.
Accept mine, Mother, all this Prabhupada.
Yes, amazing. Amazing indeed. And something that really struck me really hard was that, if we study Bhagavad Gita very carefully, we can understand everything. Only a little brain is required.
That was my takeaway too, Mother.
Just a little brain. Yes. Then he also talked about, the surfboard that, people, because I remember hearing reading one of the conversations when Srila Prabhupada was walking on a beach, and he pointed to those surfers and he asked, "What is that?" So the devotee said, "Oh, Prabhupada, these are surfers." He says, "No, they are sufferers. They are not surfers." Sufferers. So today he said, that if one has this tendency of swimming or being in the water or surfing, then Krishna will give them the body of a fish next time so that they can be in the water all the time and keep swimming. I remember seeing these pictures in the Bhagavad Gita where Srila Prabhupada, describes that if we eat meat, we get the body of an animal. If we sleep a lot, we get the body of a bear. So based on the activities that we are performing, that is what, Krishna tries to fulfill our desires. So these are the takeaways. And another one which he said is, our only business is how to forget Krishna.
That was very powerful, Mother.
Yes. And Krishna fulfills our desires. So if you want to forget, he's going to help us. Thank you, Haribol.
Thank you so much, Mother. Your points are so amazing. In fact, also when you were sharing about the point of the surfboard, and Srila Prabhupada said, like you mentioned, that, one who likes to be out in the water, Krishna will give them, they'll get the body of a fish. And then he said, and Krishna is very nice and kind. I had to crack up with that because whatever we want, the Lord gives. But yes, Mother, thank you so much. It's really, as you were speaking, I was really realizing how our thought process, we should be very careful with our thought processes. We should be very careful with our wants and desires, and our attachments, because when we become so attached to it, then we get that body, like you were sharing, we sleep too much, the bare body, I like to serve serve whatever the board, whatever you call it, is like a fish. So it's and quick ways to forget Krishna. Yes, I was just thinking that as you were sharing, Mother. Thank you so much. Amazing takeaways. Anyone else would like to share a takeaway, a thought, a reflection? Please do unmute yourself, or you can raise your hand. Yes, go
Hare
ahead.
Krishna. Yeah, just to elaborate on that point, he also gives us so much time to enjoy different bodies and how relative time is to these bodies that we are currently inhabiting. I thought that was an interesting point too. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Colby. Yes, you know, like, and you know, as Srila Prabhupada was speaking about the law of relativity, time being so relative, I said to myself, Prabhupada, you know every science in this world, like, like he knows every single science, the philosophy, the principle, like he was speaking the law of relativity like a professor. I was like, wow, Srila Prabhupada, you're amazing. I was really, really appreciating that. Yes, Colby, thank you for sharing that. Yes, Nitya Gopal, go ahead.
Yes, my takeaway was, Srila Prabhupada was mentioning, we have so many of these new scientific theories, but someone else comes and change. But the spiritual knowledge is eternal, absolute, and it never changes. So I like that part, like in the knowledge, spirituality knowledge, it never changes. It is always truth.
Oh, it's perfect. Yes. That was a nice takeaway. Yes. Thank you so much. Yes, in fact, that was also my takeaway where Srila Prabhupada says, change means imperfect knowledge. So no change means perfect knowledge. And I really like that one. And I like how you said, so we follow the no change policy. I like that one very much. We follow the no change policy. And it's really, it's really important that, when as Srila Prabhupada was sharing that, and as you were also sharing a takeaway, how important it is that we just speak what Srila Prabhupada says. We don't change. We just speak and then we just parrot it. And so there's no change, just whatever Prabhupada says. Amazing. Thank you so much, Nitya Gopal. Very nice takeaway. Very nice.
Oh, so
Yes,
Hare
Chris.
Krishna, yeah, except
Haribo.
my obeisance, glory to Srila Prabhupada. So that was also a very, very, it also hit me. I came a little later because I was with the other Zoom lecture earlier. So I picked up towards the end then what Srila Prabhupada was saying. And you all have repeated that change means imperfect knowledge. Well, the scientists already know that, but they would not admit that it's imperfect knowledge. They do indirectly in the articles that they write, because they don't ever say that things are like that. They say things appear to be like. They never do a definite, it's like this situation. They never do that. And that's just the way they do in these reports or the articles that they write. So that later on, and when change comes again, then they cover themselves by saying, well, we never said it was like that. We just thought that at the time it may have been like that. So that way, that's the way they go on. Then nobody gets into trouble. You can refute somebody else's point, and then that's supposed to be scientific research. And that's why this is so important to the Prabhupada said, even though you repeated it already, perfect knowledge does not change. Perfect knowledge does not change. It's the same thing. In graduate school, when I was also forced to write what I gathered from the experiments, and I thought that, well, I've done experiments and I've got my data, and the data says this way, therefore, here's my commentary. It is this way. They said, no, you're not writing anything. It is this way. You have to say, it may be this way, based on what I've got. So I was forced to also change and write, it may be this way. It appears to be that way, so on, so on, so on. And I began to wonder, maybe after that, I came to Krishna consciousness, because that was my question. If everything after I've done 4 years of research, I have to write the things may be that way, then what is ultimate reality? What is perfection then? I was asking, and I knew that, of course, my advisor says, say that it may be that way. So he would definitely not be able to tell me what is perfect. I had to find out perfection. And that question was in my head the whole time, prayed about it. And where did I get perfection? Krishna consciousness. It took coming to Krishna consciousness
to find out. And see, Prabhupada is repeated here. Perfect knowledge is not changed. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for sharing that example of your thesis, because very powerful example. And like you said, when you came to Krishna consciousness is when you realized, because it was imperfect knowledge, so it had to change, or it was changing. So thank you. Yeah, that was really nice. And I also like how Srila Prabhupada said that, not that because I think I've become now advanced, so I change. And then he said, that means I'm not advanced. So which means someone who changes it is not an advanced person, is what I'm assuming Srila Prabhupada is saying, which means my knowledge is imperfect, so I'm changing. That was a very powerful takeaway from Srila Prabhupada, how our knowledge is so perfect and there's no need to change, no need to, do anything to it. And I like he said that we have no change policy. Very nice one. Anyone else would like to share a takeaway, a thought, a reflection from Srila Prabhupada's lecture? Please, you can, okay, I'm going to read a post here. This must be from Dear Krishna, because he writes really nice posts. Yep, it's him. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada. His first takeaway is choose your desires, interests, activities wisely and consciously. Amazing point. Thank you, Dear Krishna. Yes, because if not, we will end up being one of the fish in the big ocean. Yes, very true, Prabhu. And the other one is become Krishna conscious, so much so that we can always remember him during all our activities. That will purify our activities and alleviate the risk of getting lower bodies. The goal is to never get a material body eventually. Yes, really nice takeaway there, Krishna. Yes, very, very nice. Yeah, we had to be very careful with our desires, our thoughts, our our activities, our attachments. We have to be very conscious, like you said, we'd be very conscious of it, because that can lead us to getting another body. Yeah, amazing points, amazing takeaway there, Krishna. Thank you so much. Very, very powerful. Any other takeaways and points, reflection from devotees? It's always so nice to hear Srila Prabhupada's lectures, like so amazing, so powerful. And I also like the point where that Mother Gita was mentioning, when we read or study Bhagavad Gita, little brain is required. And I was like, oh boy, little brain, he put that in, that we have to really use our brains to really learn and study scrutinizingly the scripture. So that was a nice point too. Just a humble reminder to devotees that this evening we will continue with Srila Prabhupada Says Bhagavad Gita, hearing from Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita tonight. We are continuing with Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, verses, I believe we're in 24 today. So please do join us this evening at 6 o'clock to hear from Srila Prabhupada as he gives another class on Bhagavad Gita. And as Mother Gita shared her reflection from Srila Prabhupada, we just need a little brain to hear Srila Prabhupada's lecture tonight. So please do join us, and we look forward to seeing all of you. Thank you all for joining us. Vanchakraptibhyascha, Kripasindhabhyevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.